Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am RandallMRueff, and as you can see, I am an open water certified YMCA scuba diver. As you guys will tell, this was issued back in 1992. As you can see on the right side here, issue date of September the 2nd, 1992, via the training site at Columbus Park and Recs, and signed by Kathy Ribber. The class was taught by her husband and herself, by Tom and Kathy Ribber, and they also had two assistants. And I just thought, here's the story of this. Let me just go over the story of this. It started out in high school when I thought I wanted to be an underwater welder. And so I took classes in welding in high school, 2 years. And then the summer after I graduated from high school, I got this certification. And in high school, before graduating, I got my lifeguarding certification because I thought, it'd be something, nothing to deal with water and being able to save lives. So I got 2 years of welding, my lifeguarding certification from the American Red Cross, and then my YMCA scuba diver license in September of '92. And the plan was to go to Hobart and then either go to the time there was like one underwater welding school out in California. Either do that or join the Navy and learn. So there was two options there. So with that in mind, I got this card, and I took the class. I enjoyed the class. the only thing I do remember, the only thing I really had trouble with in the class was the dive charts. And in fact, the first time I didn't pass them. But then, in the process of not passing them, I went to run some tanks for my checkout dives, and because I had to rent my gear, my scuba gear, my wetsuit, my BC, and a tank, and all this. I can't for the life of me think of the guy's name I went with, but he drove me up to Indianapolis because he had to get some too. Actually, it's not Indianapolis; it was Greenwood. They had a place called Deep Desire Scuba in Greenwood, on exit 99, off of Highway 65, and they had a scuba store there. And we went up there and rented the gear we needed for the class. Well, I had the chance to retake the test. They offered that chance, but I had to. I mean, I basically did okay except for the dive tables. I mean, that's where my problem was. So I didn't really understand them fully. So on the way up there, I wish I could say that guy's name. Anyway, we worked on the dive tables on part of the time on the way up there. And then by the time we got back, I pretty much had a really good grasp of the dive tables. And to this day, I can tell you that RNT plus ABT equals TBT. that's the way you think of it. Residual nitrogen time plus actual bottom time equals total bottom time. I mean, I'll never forget that. Because I learned it that day when we went there. That's the thing I remember. RNT plus ABT equals TBT. And RTIB, ARTIB. RTIB is how you rescue the proper rescue of a scuba diver, which I learned in my lifeguarding class. Access, release, transport, and flight breathe. Access, you gotta get to the diver. Rescue means bring him to the surface. Or I say access. No, really. Okay, I'm sorry. I said that backwards. Access, gotta get to him. Release means getting rid of all his gear. If that means being on the bottom of the pool or bottom of the lake, whatever. So you access, release the gear, transport him to the surface. You inflate the BC, and if you have to, do rescue breathing. So access, release, transport, inflate, breathe. So So that's RTIP. Those are the two words I'll never forget. Or acronyms. They're not actually words, they're acronyms. So with that in mind, let me think what else. I got the gear, dropped it off at Grandma's house, and about a week later, I took the class, or I forget how many days it was. It was several days later. We went for an open water dive. It was on a Saturday, and we went on several dives. It was at two places. We went one weekend. We went one place, and then another week, another 2 weekends. We went for two dives on one day, as I remember, at one place, and then the next week we went on was it one dive? I think it was one dive. Maybe in two. I don't remember. It's been so long. I have to look it up. I've got my book around here somewhere that has my dive record, but it's been a long time. In fact, I can maybe look that up and do a video about that. But anyway, I got it. I passed. Obviously, took the picture, and looking back at the picture, you can tell I was a lot skinnier around the neck and face. At this time, I had scoliosis, and it was untreated by any doctors other than to say I had it. This was before I had my back surgery. This was before even the idea of back surgery had really entered my mind. In fact, years before. And this is when I was full of high hopes and going to Hobart, and which I did, and graduated from there, but I never joined the Navy because they wouldn't take me because of my bad back. And I figured if the Navy wasn't going to take me, there's no need to spend money on another year at a dive school in California, which I can't afford anyway, to learn how to do it because it's going to be basically the same thing. And if I'm not going to be, if my back isn't going to deal with it, there's no reason to get some kind of specialized degree. So I ended up not doing it, and my life was changed forever because of my bad back. But which is basically the story of my entire adult life, what I can and can't do because of my bad back. But I enjoyed taking this class. This class was fun to take. I enjoyed the time in the classroom for the most part. I enjoyed my time, especially in the pool. The majority of the things that we had to do, as far as doing them, weren't really that hard. With my back being the way it is today, I don't know if I could say the same thing. But back in the day, it wasn't that hard. I remember. I mean, once they showed what we would do, we would read about the exercise we were going to do in the classroom, and then they would go out and demonstrate whatever it is we were going to do, and then they would demonstrate it, and then we would get with our partner, and we would do it and work on whatever needed to be worked on. So we had all the techniques, and whether it was something like hold the top of your mask and blow nose through or air through your nose, so the air goes up into your mask, and so the air goes up into it. If you get water in your mask, or things like belly breathing underwater, and how to take 2 breaths and pass the regulator to your buddy if he's got it, or if he's out of air, and you never let go of the spare regulator, or your regulator. If you only got one regulator, you never let go. Things like the regulator's on the right, regulator's on the right. Your snorkel's on the left because the regulator's on the R's. The regulator right, your regulator goes on the right side, and your snorkel goes on the left side. These are things I just remember from taking the class, and were part of my youth, I guess you would say. And I have this card. I remember when I was at Hobart, or when I moved to Hobart, I hadn't got these cards. I hadn't got my scuba stuff yet because they had to mail it in and do everything. So I left for school, and Mom got it about a week or two after, or about a week or so, maybe less than 2 weeks ago, if I remember correctly, but I'm not sure exactly. But I got the stuff in the mail at Taylorsville, and I was in Troy, Ohio, starting welding school. And I was like, you gotta send me that stuff. You gotta send it to me. I want it. I'm desperate for it. Just so I could have it and put it in my billfold. I really wanted it. And I remember she spent like $10 or $12 to send it, like, went overnight, but it was like speedier than normal. It was like $10 to mail it to me. Because it wasn't just a card, it was some paperwork and certificates and et cetera, et cetera. And I had it, and I keep the card in my billfold all the time. Most of the time. Obviously, right now it's not in the car. I'm sitting here holding it as I talk about it, but it's been in my wallet, my different wallets for 92, 2002, 12. So there's 20 plus 16. So in September it will be 24 years. On the 2nd of September, we'll officially had the card for 24 years. So over 23 years I've had this card in my billfold. And it's, with the exception of the hole, I put that hole punched it. They didn't come, the hole punch didn't come that way. I punched the hole in it, but I did that so I could hang on a chain I have in my bedroom at one time. But I keep the card down on my billfold. I've had it there for a long time. And it's a reminder of my past. It's a reminder of what could have been. Had my back not had the problems that I had. Sometimes I like to sit there and just think about, if I didn't have a bad back, if God hadn't cursed me with a bad back, and I had an actual life, something worth doing or talking about, this would have been the path I could have gone to or gone on, and I would have had many great adventures. It's kind of sad when you think about it, because it's, I don't know, it's just, well, I wish I could have, and I tried to and failed. Even though I got the certification from YMCA and from 2 years at North High School welding and my lifeguard certification and this certification and a year at Hobart. And not to say that the 2 years at Hobart didn't pay off, because I did welding for several years and I taught welding for several years. So not to say that the Hobart training didn't pay off, but if it wasn't for my bad back and things out of my control, my life would have ended up a lot different, to say the least. And sometimes I like to think about it and ponder it and think about how good it could have been. I mean, I realize that there's a possibility if I'd gone down this path, or had the ability to go down this path, something bad could have happened. Something bad or tragic could have happened. I could have been killed, or my life would be a lot worse than it is now in some ways. But I like to look at it and think about what could have been. And there's that. So, again, it's a reminder of the past, of good times I had. Like I said, I enjoyed taking the class, and I enjoyed my time at Clemson High School taking my lifeguarding class, and the welding classes under Malcolm Stalkup, and my lifeguarding classes under Mrs. Riga, Debbie Riga, and my YMCA S.C.U.B.A class under Tom and Kathy River, and all my different classes at Hobart, even though they were hot and I got burned a lot. I enjoyed them too, and they're a part of my past that I am proud of. So it's just it didn't lead to exactly where I was wanting to go, but you know, I don't know. It's just, what's the old saying? What some people call failures, others call experience. Well, I've got experience. So Hard to believe it's been 23 years and I've still got this card. Hard to believe it's been 23 years since I got the card. Because I can remember, not the day, but I can remember when they took the picture that is on this card. It was out in front of Donner Center, and the majority of the time the classes were at Donner Pool, but on one or two occasions we went to East High School and dove in their pool. But the majority of the time it was at Donner Pool, and in the deep section. Sometimes we did some of the stuff in the shell section. So, I mean, we did stuff in the shell section and the diving section. But I just remember this. Part of my mask got lost. My scuba mask, the part that holds in my specialized lenses popped off, and I lost it. And I told Tom and Kathy, and they happened to have a spare, so I said that was great. So, and then a week later, they found it at the bottom of the pool. So it's like I lost it 1 week at the bottom of the diving well in Columbus, Indiana at Donner Pool. And then next week, about halfway through the class when we were in the pool, Kathy came over and she goes, "Is this yours?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's mine." And I gave them back theirs and took mine back, and Gerald David Tap Wilson, who I borrowed my mask, lost it. I remember the mask was about $60, and the prescriptionized lenses were about $60. So it was like $120, $125. Basically about $130 by the time paid for taxes and all that. And he lost that. I don't know bad when he lost that, but that's the way things go, I suppose. Things come and they go. But I don't know, it was kind of, when I lost that mask, it was kind of a sign of that was the past. Get over it, kind of. Gotta deal with it. Anyway, there you have it. That is the story of my YMCA scuba certification. To the best of my ability, I can tell you. I can't think of anything else to go along with it that would be of any interest. At least not right now. So until next time, I'm Randall M.Rueff saying thanks for watching. Have a good day. May God bless you. Bye.